God. Yes, I'm talking about the same God. Well, the God might be having a different meaning for different people. Like for some it might be persona, for other it might be power. For some it might be ray of hope. So for some it might be the way of life, the reason of life. But when we are talking about this God, so this God for sure it is somewhere, because as these many religions are talking about different gods, but at least what they are able to explain is that what we are finding, what we want to find in the name of God, right? Every religion have their own definition, own meaning of God. But I when I see these persons, a person having believe in a different faith, a person having believe in some other religion, so when I see the both understanding about God, somewhere it is the same thing, right? Because the both are pinning their hope, the both are treating that God as power or a supreme power over them, who is looking after their day-to-day activity, who is uh, having a vision of power of bless over them, right? This is understanding of each and every single person belonging to different religion, whatever religion they follow, whatever cult or whatever sect they follow, right? And when I am trying to understand the God, what I understand about the God, definitely I was also raised in a religious family over here. I was also, I shall not say imparted, or it has been part of my upbringing that I also somehow started believing in God and try to do things what God has to do, what a godly thing, right? And just going for pray and looking after God as a supreme power who looks after us. So this kind of understanding I also developed. But as I am growing up, so definitely there is a curiosity, because when I see my understanding about the religion, my understanding about the God is not, I don't feel that kind of connection with God what Muhammad Sahib had with Allah, what Jesus had with God. When these kind of persons already are experiencing, they have a different set of understanding about God. So my God, when I'm going to find, so I'm not able to connect, or I'm not able to have that kind of understanding about God what these personalities had, right? And when I am little confused about my God, so I start questioning how my God would be. Is my God is also a power? Is my God is also a persona, a supreme power who is looking after me? So when I'm talking about myself, then I again think this is a alive plant. Yes. So who is God of this plant? Okay, my God probably look after me and making me thrive or live in a society happily, prosperously. But when I see this plant is also thriving. Yes, happy plant, thriving, I shall say green plant. So who is God of this plant? Is my God or this plant's God same? How plant has the understanding about plants God? Because my understanding at society taught me that it has to be a supreme power, it has to be a persona, it has to be a ideal power who is superior, right? But when I try to understand the plant's point of view, somewhere I again get doubt. What would a plants God? How plants God look like? And how my God is different than plants God, and how if they are similar, so how they are similar to each other. So this kind of curiosity I develop inside. Yes, whatever God is, for sure I pin my hope to some power. Really, it's not possible with current religion or current sect, because they have become, I shall say, too much crowded, too much diverted, or too much partial in a way that original intention of those religion was not like that. This what I feel about normally. But still I have feeling, still I believe in some power, because whenever I feel sad, whenever I go through tough times, so I pin my hope to some supreme power. So definitely, if at all kind of condition, when negating or when not having that kind of trust in this available religion, still I am having some feeling for a power, I still feel that presence of that power. That means that there is something. I believe this is my belief, that this is my understanding, and I believe that if I am able to connect myself with that power, that supremeness, in different way than what's happening around, so probably this plant also has its own understanding, its own connection with God. However, this plant understand about plants God, right? Because okay, my understanding about my God is the way how I feel about. Probably the plant also has the same way, same understanding. Because I don't think so that they have a society who is teaching them how to respect your God and what kind of God we have to respect. What kind of who is God, how God looks like. At least these plants don't have someone to tell, right? But still, definitely there is some power. What I feel personally, probably yes, some person might go in the atheism way, or they might feel they go totally in negation that there is no one to look after. When deeply you try to go and try to analyze things, what's happening around, how things are happening, the work or the deed, or I shall say the karma you put in, the reward you get as per. So definitely there is something, some power, some mysterious power, I shall say as of now, who is looking after these all sort of things, to whom probably we are calling God, and every religion has their own understanding about that God in that way. But as I'm saying, again, I cleared in my recent videos that I am not against a particular religion. Well, religion are a medium of faith. Religion are medium to achieve that fulfillment of the faith inside what we have. If any religion is able to fulfill your faith, so that's one of the best religion for you. You just go with that. There is no problem. All religions are meant to fulfill our faiths, in the inner faith's requirement. And if you don't find your the faith's settlement around in available religion sect or any these things cult, so probably you shall start believing in your own way, own understanding of God. Probably that's a way, because that's how I feel about, or probably that's how this plant feel about, right? So there is no need to fight for a particular God, no need to consider someone bigger, someone is smaller, because if there is one power who is looking after everyone, so I don't think so there is something called a personification of that power, because I don't feel that we need to fight for that power who is looking after each and every single person, in spite of your religion, in spite of your faith, in spite of your cult, whatever you follow. But if that power is similar power, the same experience is happening, so I believe your faith, my faith, your trust on God, my trust on God, or some other person's trust on God is same. If everything is same, so how can I distinguish your God from my God? How can I distinguish my God from plant's God? This is a matter to think. And I believe, see, I don't want to make this video in any negative way. I don't want, I know there would be very religious persons. I respect your feelings, your emotion, your sentiment. Because if you are religious, that means you are that much connected to that power. But please don't give your connection with that power a name. If you are satisfied with that name, that's okay. But at least let other person also feel the same way how you feel about, right? We do not have to differentiate between powers. We have to just understand the power's possibility. We have to just experience that power. If you are at that level where you are experiencing that power with help of any faith, any religion, so I support that totally. But if you are unable to connect yourself inside a religion, inside a sect, inside a faith, so definitely you, I believe, as a human being, as a life, even not just a human being, as a life itself, that I have full right to connect with my own understanding about my God. How this plant has freedom to select. I also want my freedom to select the way how I feel about God. Right? And I believe that this video gave you little understanding about what really this God is, what the supreme power is. If you understood little, so feel free to like this video, because it will help this recommendation system to push it with this to more and more people to watch. And yes, if you want to watch these kind of videos, so feel free to subscribe this channel, because this channel is all about these things. And yes, thank you for your precious time, because time is very, very, very precious. Thank you for your time if you watched it till this time, right? By then, please take care.